What's up? I came to work on a 95. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. Basically, the car won't start, right? So, I'm going through the steps, checking for spark. You know, you check for air, but it's hardly ever air. And I check for fuel. So, in order to check for fuel, I could spray the inside of the intake with carburetor cleaner, see if it try to fire up. If it try to fire up, that means the engine not getting gas. Well, I take off the intake tube that runs into the intake, and guess what poured out of there? All this gas that's on the ground was puddled up inside the intake manifold and the intake tubing. I've never seen nothing like that in my life. This whole entire intake manifold was flooded with gas. When I pulled the rubber tube off, it poured out like a tidal wave. Like, whew. Never seen nothing like this before. This Pontiac, whoever designed this, ought to be kicked in the forehead. So I gotta try to figure out how can the whole entire intake manifold get flooded with gas. The only way gas gets into an intake manifold is through the injectors. And for injectors to spray and fill up an entire damn intake manifold, man, that's some indubitable stuff right there, man. So I'm gonna check it out, and I'm gonna have to do a quick Google search too, because I'm not familiar with Pontiac and they fuel supply, so this is weird. I know the fuel rail is on top right here, that silver bar that's going across, but how the hell do an intake box and intake manifold get flooded with gas? Never in my life I've seen that. So once I find out, I'll let you know. But this is a horrible design, man, and it's dangerous. I'm telling you, probably close to a half gallon of gas didn't fell out of the intake manifold of this car. You can see it on the ground. It's running from the front of this car into the front of the truck behind me. It's an amazing amount of gas came out of there. But I get back. Alright, so what the stupid problem was, as you can see, we already changed the part. The reason this intake manifold was filling up with gas on these stupid Pontiac Grand down, when the fuel pressure regulator go out, the diaphragm on the inside gets messed up, and the fuel that runs through the fuel pressure regulator blows out of the top of this vacuum port. And by this being a vacuum port, this vacuum line sits right on top. So the fuel that's shooting through here, because it's pressurized, these fuel pressure fuel rails, they get up to like 40 psi. At least that's what it is on the Hondas. I don't know what it is on this Grand down, but that's a lot of pressure. Blows it through this vacuum line. The pressure already shooting it through. The vacuum line goes into the intake manifold and stops right here. So this intake is sucking, and this regulator is blowing. So all that fuel that's in this fuel rail goes through the fuel pressure regulator, through the vacuum line, into the intake manifold, and floods the hell out of it. I mean, like, this thing was full of gas. The intake manifold and the breather box. Whoever designed this fuel pressure regulator is straight retarded, man. Nowhere in the world should a fuel regulator, when it goes bad, allow fuel to come up through the vacuum port. You know how dangerous that is? All that fuel just sitting in the intake manifold and flooding the inside of the intake box. Got a battery over here filled with the arc, or if one of these power lines from the alternator decided to arc or something like that, man, that's disastrous. So just for a heads up, if you're getting fuel inside your intake manifold on a Pontiac Grand down, and I think in certain Chevys, this is a 95, but from like 95 to like 2000, because you have a bad fuel pressure regulator, if it was me, I stay away from these damn things, man. That's dangerous. But this is a quick video, later and out.